Welcome to another edition of All Octaves with me, Val Kleinhans, where we talk with the musicians who play the music and the fans who love the music, either or sometimes both in the same episode, because that has happened before plenty of times too. Today, we're chatting with Busey out of Minneapolis. I'm getting to know you guys a little bit already, and I'm obsessed with the name. I'm obsessed with the sound. We're going to find out more about you today. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us.
So I found you through the lineup announcement that came with Big Turn this year. Mm-hmm. And your name caught my attention. We talked a little bit about the story behind it, but why don't you tell it in your own words?
Our name origin, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We used to just watch a lot of Gary Busey movies, and one day we started referring to him as just Busey, and it immediately popped into my head that that sounds like a great band name. And I looked it up and nobody else had it at the time. And so I was like, that's dumb enough. Nobody else will want that either. So it's ours now.
Perfect. Do you have a favorite Gary Busey movie?
I don't know. Probably Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. Classic. So one of the most iconic music venues in the country, First Ave, once called you a garage band in a metal band's body. Do you think that that's an accurate description of your sound?
Yeah, I guess. I always think it's weird when people refer to us as a metal band.
Yeah.
We all used to have hair past our shoulders, so maybe that's what they're talking about.
Oh, that could be it. Well, in your own words, talk about your sound for no one that's heard you before.
We like to describe ourselves as a power slop. Originally that was just a reference to the movie Airheads, but I think it actually fits us because we're really loud, and just like aggressive, try to be in your face, but like all of the chords, like our stuff isn't really technical, and there's a lot of room for just like play and like just experimentation, and so it's just kind of a sloppy Joe rock and roll band.
Nice. I love Airheads too so much. I'm so happy to see Brendan Fraser doing a lot of movies and a lot of work again. I know. I'm like, it's just the Oscar win recently. He totally deserved it. I'm happy for that.
I definitely welled up. I welled up at the whale.
Did you?
I had a welled up right eye.
Welled up right eye, because that's not typical character for him. Like I've seen him in mostly comedic roles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bedazzled. That movie ruled.
Right, Bedazzled, or even Rick O'Connell, like borderline action star there. I wish he would have done more of that with The Mummy.
If we weren't going to be called Busey, we'd probably be called Fraser.
I would listen to that band too.
Fraser.
That would catch my name. Fraser. You know, he said that on a show one time, and I completely forgot how the hell he pronounces his own name too. Like he did clarify that one time, and I can't remember if it was Fraser or Fraser.
I'm pretty sure I thought it was Fraser, but I don't. Maybe it's a Bernstein Bears situation here.
I don't know. It could be. Brennan, if you're listening, hit us up and let us know, because we want to get it correct. But so tell me about the beginning of Busey coming together, creating the band.
Well, all of us were in a band previously called San Dimas, and that was kind of fizzling out. And me and Ryan were, I don't know, kind of just wanting to start something new. And we had a residency at Grumpy's Downtown in Minneapolis booked. And we're like, well, let's just do the new band at that. And with a month's notice, we added a bassist and another singer and wrote a bunch of songs like 3 weeks leading up to that, and did 4 weeks in a row there, which was amazing. And then, we've had a bunch of lineup changes kind of since then. Our singer left. So I started singing, our bassist left, so my older brother started playing bass with us. But in between that, like Ryan played bass for a little bit, and we had another guy named Tony Molinaro play bass. And then we had another drummer when Ryan started playing bass. And then we're like, well, let's get you back on drums too. And so we had two drummers for a while, then Ryan left, and now he's back. And so we have two drummers, and my older brother Jesse and myself, and that's been the lineup for a while now.
It's a Hallmark movie.
It all came together, and everybody was great, and the farm was saved, and nobody was upset.
The farm's fine.
Good. Well, so it sounds like you guys had knowledge of several different instruments to begin with for you to be able to switch it up when you had to.
Yeah, just kind of do whatever. I don't know.
Just like playing shows. We love playing
Yeah.
shows and whatever it takes. What's funny is the band before this, San Dimas, also a great band. But Marcus, the other drummer, he was the original drummer for them. He left. I came in, and then we have Busey form. Marcus comes back, and then I play bass, and then I leave, and Marcus is the drummer, and now I'm back, and now we're both playing the drums. It's kind of like, it's like every other band where they have a million drummers or drum changes, but it's just two guys.
Yeah.
We just keep swapping out, and now we're just doing it together.
We've also done a couple shows where it's just me and I play guitar and bass drum.
Oh,
So
wow.
Sometimes I'm the drummer.
See, you got two drummers.
So it's not Spinal Tap where the drummer dies. The drummers
Yeah,
are all
no.
there. They're all
It's just-
there.
Some drummers are
In and out.
busier than other drummers some nights.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, so did you all take lessons on various instruments? Did you just want to try out different instruments? How did that go?
You want to go first?
How does it work? Yeah, I think I learned how to drum listening to like a bunch of Nirvana records. Like, I see your shirt there. Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much how I learned how to drum. And then from there, I just found other music that I liked and just listened to the albums over and over and over again and just broke everything down and figured it out. And
Yeah,
then
if you're going to learn
made my
from
own
somebody,
stuff.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah,
Right.
that guy's the man.
If you're going to learn from somebody, pick Dave Grohl.
It seems like if you just hit it hard and you're kind of all right, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so another question, what was your initiation into like the punk sound, the rock sound like? Do you remember some of the first influences you gravitated toward in the beginning?
For this band, it was probably, it had to have been like the Melvins and the Cows, a lot of the AMREP stuff, so Cherubs too, Hot Snakes, love the band Hot Snakes, all of that with us, kind of just like, we just want to play loud and fast and not care so much about technicality and more like the dynamics and the song structure as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
We did a lot of Black Sabbath jamming too.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's where the metal thing kind of sort of came in. Somebody knew about that, but it's not so much in the forefront anymore.
Yeah.
Got it.
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Is that like, do you just call out things at shows and just play whatever you feel to?
We hardly ever write a set list, so
Yeah. So the answer is yes.
yes, it's just like whatever we feel, and then the set list is more of a guide
Okay.
than a rule book at the show. So we call a lot of audibles, and then our song structures change in the show. Like sometimes the end of a song is 10 seconds for the outro, and sometimes it's 5 minutes.
Just whatever you're thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Why not?
And I guess
So
It keeps it fresh. It keeps it fun.
yeah.
passionate.
One, the audience has to love it because they're not getting the same thing every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And we love it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Keeps
I've
you
been in
engaged.
groups before where you'll practice the set. You'll know the show is coming, right? So you'll practice the set. You'll practice it religiously for like weeks at a time. And sometimes that can take some of the passion out of it when you actually get on the stage and play these songs you've been practicing in the same order. That can kind of ruin it sometimes. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I enjoy this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun.
That's kind of like a little bit of the impetus for the band too, is just like, let's just get together and do whatever. Here's the songs, but the songs can always change. We don't really care. It's just all about what we're feeling.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that there's a lot of pressure in the opposite, just like we have to stick to this list, and if we don't know where we fucked up and we have to start again or blah blah blah. Like you don't know where to go or what to do, or if one thing is off, it throws off your whole night because you were so focused on one thing.
Oh yeah, some of my favorite moments are when we fuck up because it's hilarious. Or sometimes where you could argue I intentionally threw the rest of the band off. Like, I never do that intentionally, but it's almost like I just feel like doing this right now, and then I hope the other guys can catch up.
But do you guys read each other well enough where you can catch up and it's not a big deal? You just keep going.
Oh yeah, Dan and I have been playing together for like a decade.
Yeah.
At this point.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think all of us, like me and you, probably like a decade, and then same with Marcus, the other drummer, is probably a little over a decade, and then yeah, then my older brother's in the band, so it's just like it's very comfortable to play with all four of us together.
Cool. And it does seem like an exciting time in the Minneapolis music scene, at least. I see lots of like different punk bands and rock bands just popping up, I feel, every week. I mean, at least they're new to me in the area. So how are you feeling about the Minneapolis scene right now, or the Minnesota scene in general?
It's amazing. Honestly, I follow Undercurrent. I'm looking at all their stuff, and it seems like they're just seeing a different band. They're seeing like 4 different bands every week, probably more. Honestly, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just moved here from India. I was in Indianapolis for the last 5 years, and I love that city. That city rules. But it's a lot of the same. There's like the same 7 bands that are just cycling through all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the big difference for me, I think. I love Minneapolis.
Oh yeah, there's so many bands it's hard to keep up with, but that's the fun.
Yeah. I would love to see more of that in Rochester too. That's where I am. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we do have a great scene, but it's limited. We don't have as many venues as we would like. And
Yep.
Yeah, venues.
sometimes, yeah, it's a problem. That's the
I
biggest problem in
mean,
our city.
Kathy's doesn't really like us anymore.
Uh-oh. Well,
Oh
I need to hear this story. What happened
no,
at Kathy's?
no, we just played
What didn't
too
happen at
loud. Yeah.
Kathy's?
Oh, really? That was
and,
it? You just played too loud?
and
Well, yeah,
we
and
brought our own booze too.
well, they didn't
Oh,
know about that.
they do now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was just we don't like our sets are typically like a half an hour,
Mhm.
maybe 40 minutes at the most. And I mean, on the downstairs stage, they would mostly do cover bands that would do the whole night, so like 3, 4 hours of music.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we would every time we played there, we just book other bands to fill out the time. But
Mhm.
I mean, the people at that downstairs bar don't really give a shit who's playing.
No.
And so then the last couple times we played on the second floor, and it was still like I think we were just a little too heavy for I mean the people who worked at Kathy's and stuff. They just want like cover bands or like DJs. It was the vibe, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
got
It,
what you're
it wasn't
saying.
ever terrible, but like we definitely got the vibe that we're we're not wanted there. But the last time we were in Rochester, we played at Thesis, and that
Yeah,
was amazing.
definitely. Thesis is becoming kind of like the new hub for
Hmm.
a lot of it, just because they are welcoming and they are more
It
open
was
than,
so cool.
especially, yeah, more so than the spots like downtown. I think it's
Hmm.
just harder because the clinic is right there, and everybody's so like stringent because the vibe of the clinic is right there, and oh, I don't want to get in trouble, so I guess we'll just keep things buttoned up, and then it's not as fun. Like, well, that's just my impression because I came here from Pittsburgh 6 years ago.
Hmm.
I love
And
Pittsburgh.
I know, absolutely. But I'm definitely like learning there is a definite cultural and regional difference. I'm like, ooh, people aren't as direct here. People don't really like heavy music here except for
Yeah.
certain spots. Like, it's not immediately out there, but like if you look hard enough, you can find it. That is the cool thing about our scene. There is truly something for everybody. They just don't get the time to like show what they really can do. That's the only disappointment.
Yeah.
But hopefully that'll change.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Thesis is on the right path, and just showing that it can. There is a market for that.
Yeah. How do you think, or how do you hope the scene grows from here?
I mean, I hope every band becomes famous
Yeah.
Well
because,
said.
like, myself, I worked in live production and events and working for bands doing sound and stuff. So, like, the more bands that make it, the more work there is,
Hmm.
and it's just better if it's from your hometown too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I looked at your Facebook bio. It says we like to play. So what's more fun for you? I know we talked about it this a little bit, but is it more fun to play a show or more fun to record and create? Because both involve playing.
Well,
I love a show.
yeah, shows are great.
Um,
I think at like our point right now, it's a little more fun to write songs because we've kind of been sitting on the same songs for a while and haven't recorded them, and then um, yeah, so it's gonna be we have some recording sessions booked, and I think we'll be releasing some new music this year, and that's that's what I'm most excited about right now. It's like we played a lot of shows before the pandemic, and now it's like, okay, now we can finally like get to work and put out the songs, and then uh, start playing a lot of shows after that with a bunch of new songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
How?
studio is fun, but it's also serious. And
Okay.
so the fun part is when you press that release button, it's like, let it out. You can just, it's like playing a show from your house. You click the button, boom, there it is.
Ta-da. What did you do with your time during the pandemic? Was it more writing or recording
Uh,
or maybe just chill time?
I had 2 kids, so that took up most of my
Wow.
time.
Okay. Yeah. That's an answer.
I went from drinking natural ice to natural ice black or whatever. I think it was like
Really?
2% more alcohol or something.
Oh, well, we all needed it then. I don't blame you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm alone in that, but
No. So is there a difference in preparing for a show in an enclosed venue versus playing a festival or outdoors? Because I know you've done both.
um, Not really. I think we need a little more like we get a little more prepared like for setup and tear down at a festival, and
Mm-hmm.
we usually try a lot harder to share gear or like in advance our technical needs for a show, but other than that, like I feel like they're pretty much the same.
Well, I appreciate the fact that your Facebook, your Instagram, everything I took a look at is more jokey and a lot more laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the captions, I can tell you guys don't take yourselves too seriously. So I wanted to ask
oh.
this one. What makes Western shirts good stage attire? Because I do like the look.
It's it's fancy and casual at the same time.
There we go. Put
Well,
together and
yeah,
polished.
there you go. It's like being a cowboy. It's like dressing up like a cowboy. That's it.
I mean,
That's it.
that's just that was just how you dressed up. I grew up in Montana, so like if you put on a nice Western
Oh.
shirt, like that's and maybe throw on a bolo, like you're dressed up.
And I just think that Dan's cool, so I copy him sometimes.
So well, no, I mean the look is there. Obviously, we love the look. Coming from Montana, these winters are probably nothing to you too.
Uh, there's a little more snow,
Oh,
but
really? Okay.
they plow the streets here too, so that's nice.
Oh, they don't in Montana. They just say whatever.
No, I
Nobody's
grew up
going
in a town
anywhere.
of yeah, I grew up in a town of less than 2,000 people. They don't plow.
Oh, jeez.
Or like they'll
So,
come through once, but the side streets are just like packed down by people's trucks, so it's just all ice.
oh my God. So you really had to like lean on your community to get through all that.
A little bit, or I mean, it wasn't illegal to put chains on your car in town either, so
Oh,
most people just did
okay.
that.
This guy takes the horse and the plow from the fields to the
Yeah.
streets.
Exactly. So what is next for Busey? What can we look forward to? I know we had a little bit of talk of new music. Anything that you could share?
Yeah, we're recording in May. Probably, we still have to figure out what songs I want. I'm trying to do a lot. But then, yeah, probably hopefully record in May, mix, and release this fall. Set up a release show, and yeah, then just like start doing a bunch of shows. Our other drummer Marcus is having a baby, so this summer's gonna
Oh,
be
wow.
light.
We got a Midwest Music Festival coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Midwest Music Fest in Winona.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing on the Saturday, May 13th at No Name.
Yeah. That's a staple too. Like if
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
wants to get a feel for what's going on in the Midwest or even Minnesota specifically, go to that festival. If not Big Turn, go to that one. They both do a good job at showcasing all of you.
I'd even say just go to No Name Bar if you want a taste of what's happening in the region. Like
Yeah, well, I've never been.
that's you have to go. That's one of the
Yeah.
best little venues there is.
Awesome.
Jesse.
Hey, hi Jesse. Thanks so much for
Hello.
coming.
Oh yeah, sorry for being late.
You're that's okay. We were just talking about Gary Busey movies and how Brendan Fraser
Oh, yeah.
actually pronounces his name because none of us know.
What do you think?
Wait,
Fraser or Fraser?
Yeah, we don't know. What's your vote?
like the sitcom?
No, Brendan.
No,
Brendan
no,
Fraser.
Brendan.
Fraser. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's Fraser. Yeah, isn't it?
With a hard Z?
With a Z.
With a Z
I
that
don't
cuts
know.
like a knife.
That's what I've always heard. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought it was Fraser.
I think there's a je. I'm going with the je. I'm sticking with it.
All right.
I thought so too, because he's French Canadian, and I'm like, they like their jeux
That's
over
fair.
there.
That's fair.
I don't know.
But they,
But
they also say wah.
wah,
Yeah, instead of
like
we.
babies. And so
Wah.
all I'm picturing is just babies rocking around with like their cig and their beret. That's all I'm picturing right now.
Wah. Bon.
Nice.
Well,
Classic
so
Canada.
exactly. Jesse, I was asking, are you looking forward to anything coming new from Busey? We talked a little bit about the new music and some show preparation. What are you looking forward to?
I'm really excited about getting some of the songs we didn't really have a chance to work on during the pandemic out. That's what I'm most excited about. Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else any of you would like us to know before we wrap it up?
Yeah, we got some rippers on the horizon.
Just ripping and roaring.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I mean, that's facts. That's undisputed. Cool. Well,
Totally.
thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you for sharing all the good news. We'll definitely be in touch and see you at a show.
Awesome. Thanks so
right.
much for
Thanks
having
a
us.
lot.
Thank
Val.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Cool.